Hi there. My name's Rachel Haggard, and I'm a registered dietitian as well as the owner of Sunflower Nutrition, where I help people with their gut issues, pain, and help people just get back to feeling like themselves. But, anyways, today I have a really nice treat. So, today, when I'm filming this, is September 12th. And it turns out that it is National Chocolate Milkshake Day. So I figured that I would show you all a gut-friendly version of a chocolate milkshake. So, this recipe that I found is actually from the Simple Veganista. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I will put a link below so that you all can find that recipe. It's a very simple 4-ingredient recipe. So first I'm going to show kind of the ingredients that we have. So first of all, one of the first things that they recommend is that you either choose 3 frozen bananas or a form of non-dairy ice cream. Today, I decided to go with some frozen bananas. Now, you can freeze your own bananas, but I do like the idea of just being able to go to the store. For this case, this is from Target. And yes, so I like the idea of being able to go to the store and already buy it. And these are already cut up, which is fantastic. And a nice fun fact about that is that regular bananas are filled with potassium. They've also got almost like kind of bicarb antacid properties. So personally, for somebody who suffers with IBS, and I get a lot of upper and lower gut issues, I find that anytime I'm having some sort of reflux, I like going for bananas. And actually the other night, which is why that's opened, I knew that I needed some bananas, which honestly, I prefer using those over things like Tums. If you guys are interested in that, I can kind of explain that in another video, but today is all about the good stuff. But yeah, so those are really good. So another ingredient, oh wait, sorry, I forgot to mention. So the nice thing between frozen bananas and fresh bananas is that if you buy them flash frozen, meaning they were frozen at being picked, that they still hold the same nutrition, which is fantastic. And these are a little bit sweeter as well as compared to regular bananas, just because of a certain process that they go through. But anyways, just to help you guys know what the ingredients are for this, you can see, it's just whole strawberries and bananas and a little bit of ascorbic acid and citric acid. And basically those are just a form of vitamin C. It helps preserve the colors, but as you will see, there is no added sugar in this, and there is also no added salt or anything else like that. So just as good as buying fresh. All right. So something else that we're gonna need our chocolate. So this is cocoa powder, and the nice thing about this is it's just pure cocoa powder or cacao, depending on how you prefer to pronounce it. And again, just one ingredient. The organic part does not matter, really. It's just a fancy thing when it comes to products like this. It doesn't need to be organic. But this is from Whole Foods, so yes, it's organic. I will say that I have tried looking other places, but the fact that a lot of other powders, cocoa powder, cacao powder, however you prefer to pronounce it, does sometimes have dairy in it as well. So I wanted a pure non-dairy. And I will just disclose that today I'm focusing on a recipe that is, well, first of all, easy. No additives, as close to nature as possible. And also a dairy and gluten-free, as I do personally follow a dairy and gluten-free diet related to my history of IBS, also known as irritable bowel syndrome, and SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So because of those, I know personally I cannot tolerate gluten or dairy. So again, this is very simple. So yes, so I will say that a benefit of cocoa is that it is actually rich in antioxidants, which is perfect. So that is fantastic. And it is a vasodilator, indicating that it may help lower your blood pressure. So sometimes chocolate is good for you. All right, next we've got vanilla extract. So in this case, I decided to try something a little bit different. So this is Madagascar vanilla bean paste. It is a little bit on the pricier side. You can definitely just get a regular vanilla extract, but I wanted to try something a little bit different. So anyways, some interesting facts are that vanilla extract has been linked in some cases to help as an anti-inflammatory. All right, and then our last part is the macadamia milk. I am a big fan of macadamia milk. And now, of course, this means that this recipe is not going to be tree nut free. And I will also say that in cases where, it's a nut and macadamia is considered a tree nut, usually it's not recommended if you have like a severe peanut allergy as well. So unless, nuts are okay for you, I would not recommend. But anyways, I love this brand of macadamia milk. I use this all the time. This one is simple. It is plain. There is nothing in it but macadamia milk with filtered water and macadamia nuts, calcium phosphate, pea protein. So there's all this other stuff that they add in basically to make it a little bit more nutritionally dense, because of course there's only so much you're going to be able to get from the nut itself. And when you're buying a product like this, you want it to be similar to buying cow's milk, for instance, which usually they do add things in like vitamin D. And this does have vitamin D2. It's also got some B vitamins in it, which is fantastic. So there is this. And so with this, I wanted to also do some different research just to make sure that I'm providing the best I can with education-wise. And as far as my knowledge went for this, there wasn't really any difference that was reported between having the raw macadamia nuts versus having the milk form of it. It really does depend on the processing, but from what I could gather, this is a very good source of fiber, which will help promote proper bowel function, meaning hopefully a little less bloating and a little less constipation, which is perfect. So that is what we are starting with. I'm going to go and measure everything out, and I will be right back. All right, we are back. So this recipe again is really simple, and I again am going to put a link in the description below or if you're watching this on Instagram, that will also be below too. Same with on Facebook. So while I am doing this, I am also going to share some fun facts. So first of all, how did I come across this? So I am always looking around for, different things. I can't necessarily remember where I came across this, but I will say that when I found this out, I'm a big chocoholic. Nothing to be ashamed about, by the way. I've had to explain that to people multiple times. But, yeah, so we're going to have 2 scoops of this, 2 tablespoons. Yeah, so I saw this, and I was like, kind of surprised, but then at the same time, it's like there are so many food-related holidays. Like, for instance, National Guacamole Day is coming up, too, which I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do anything with that. I may, because, it would be fun to try some new recipes. Yeah, but anyways, I was like, this is so weird. So I did do some research, of course. So let's see. Okay, so I will say one thing that is interesting is that there was also a vanilla milkshake holiday as well, but there is no other milkshake holiday. All right, so with that, we did 2 of those. So the term milkshake actually came around in 1885. However, it is not what we are used to calling a milkshake. It actually contained whiskey, and it was much closer to what we would call eggnog today. And of course, at this time, blenders were not around. They didn't get invented until about 1922. So everything was hand mixed. And then around 1922, this Walgreens employee in Chicago created what we know as a chocolate milkshake. So what he did was he had his blender and he added 2 scoops of ice cream to a chocolate malt and used the blender. And that is where we get our chocolate milkshake. It's not as exciting as I thought it would be, but hey, that is interesting. I do believe the guy was a pharmacist. And then also I found that other names people have used for milkshakes are frosted drinks, cabinets, which I'm not necessarily sure what that means. Actually, I have no idea what that means. Velvets, and then fraps. So, some of those I recognize, and others I'm just like, no idea. All right, so let's continue on with this. All right. That smells really good. I'm excited for this. I just want to check. Okay, good. Always check your dates. All right, so this is just 1 teaspoon. All right, ooh, this is like, all right, perfect. Okay, and then it's meant to be 3 frozen bananas. So, like I said before, this is a mixture of strawberries and bananas that I bought. Was more kind of an estimate because obviously, I'm not gonna be able to like technically figure out how much it is, but I felt like this seemed like a pretty reasonable amount. And this happens to be the biggest cup I had for the blender, so I think I'm kind of pushing my luck if I try and go for more of that. I will say that, in the past I've used things like avocados and bananas as a base for making vegan ice cream, and it's very creamy. And I have also in the past used avocados in just smoothies as well. So last we have is our milk. We're gonna see how this turns out. I am hoping that this is gonna be delish. Of course, if it's not delish, then, well, I don't know. I'll probably just cut it out. All right. ASMR, right? All right. Let's make sure I do not spill this. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. I would say that that is pretty decent. I made a teensy bit of a mess, but that is not abnormal for me. All right. So let's get this baby set up. I don't have anything fancy. I just have a magic bullet. It's a very short cord. So I'm gonna go take care of this off camera, and I will be right back. Alrighty, we are back. So I did try and look for a milkshake glass. Could not find one. So for now, this is the best I have. Should be pretty close. So let's see. There we go. Ooh, just about. Just about. Alrighty. I'm not going to use a straw for this because I do not have a reusable straw. So I am just going to sip it like this. So I like that it's not like super sweet. I mean, it definitely has the sweetness. It's not like straight, you know, dark cacao. It's, the vanilla extract definitely helps. The sweetness of the banana helps. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, so I greatly appreciate you all for watching. Again, because this is my first video I'm posting, my name is Rachel Haggard. I am a registered dietitian. I own Sunflower Nutrition, and if you are interested in working with me or just hearing more about what I do, I've got the link to my social, which is, right now I just have an Instagram account, and that is at the Happy Gut Method Dietitian with underscores between all of those words. I also have my website as well. I'll put my Facebook group in, which is free to join. And I also work with a company called Nerva, which is gut-directed hypnotherapy. So if you are interested in working with them, I do have 3 free keys for 12-month subscription. So right now we have that available. So get that while you can. All right. Thank you guys.